Hello. Today I wanted to make a quick video um, about the passing of David Lynch. Um, he was a very unique filmmaker, um, and you know his movies were they're interesting. They made you really think about what you're watching and what's happening, and you know amongst other things. But perhaps those are the first few things that might come to your mind, like, what am I watching? What's happening? Um, and done purposely too. It's not just like just kind of ended up that way. Um, and yeah, there it is. He was a very unique man too. He made music and did paintings in addition to making movies and television shows. Obviously, he made Twin Peaks, which is a very popular show. Um, and amongst the films he has made, he made Eraserhead, um, The Elephant Man, and Blue Velvet. This was the original copy of it that I've got, but yeah. I've talked about this for sure. I think I even might have talked about The Elephant Man some years ago, around when this came out in 2020. Yeah, I would have been 40 years old. It's 45 years old this year, but he recently passed away. He had emphysema, and at least had it for a few years, or at least was open about it. And he also quit smoking. But then the latest fires in L.A. Had definitely had a negative impact on him, and like exacerbated his emphysema. Basically, it's from what I've read, and I could believe that. Apparently his home burnt down and had to leave, obviously, because of the fires going out of control over there in California, and yeah, it's a real shame. He was a very unique filmmaker. I know his last film, Inland Empire, was in 2006. I haven't actually seen that film, um, though I have seen Dune. I don't have that. There's a good Arrow release of it that I like to get. It's like a 3 disc set, which is like out of print now. There's like a 4K disc and then 2 Blu-rays. The first 2 discs have the film, and then I think the special features are on both the 2 Blu-ray discs, and because otherwise there's like you can get the Blu-ray or the 4K or something. Actually, maybe the special features are on both discs. I don't know. I'm just looking. I've looked at the back. Some pictures are good, some aren't so good, but the prices are insane for that. But again, it's out of print, so. And also the Straight Story, which I have seen many years ago. Um, Good film. It's his only G-rated film, because most of his films are rated R. I know Dune was PG-13. Elephant Man's PG. Um, Actually, Racer I don't believe is even rated at all, but still, it's a very interesting film. All to say, I'll just say that it's quite unique, and apparently, David Fincher, yeah, David Lynch. I don't know why David Fincher came to my mind, but I don't know. Well, I rewatched Zodiac not too long ago. That's probably why. But he in an interview, he was talking about his work, and he doesn't really talk a whole lot about Eraserhead a whole lot because a lot of people are like, "What does it mean? What's this?" And he just doesn't really want to discuss that. He wants like, what do you think? And leave it at that. Um, and this Criterion said, has six short films by him. Uh, Six Men Getting Sick, The Alphabet, The Grandmother, The Amputee version 1 and version 2, and uh, Premonitions Following an Evil Deed um, from 1967, 1968, 1970, 1974 are the first five short films, and then 1995 was the last one. And they all have introductions by David Lynch. And yeah, this is a excellent set. I mean, all of these Criterion releases are great. The special features and everything. The only thing that this does not have that this does is the Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel review, which Ebert dislikes the film, and Gene Siskel likes it. So there you go. But yeah, that a lot of what Ebert dislikes is like the treatment of Isabella Rossellini's character. It's just abhorrent and everything, and he makes it as if this actually all happened. What happened to her in the film literally happened to her in the process, and it's like it's acting, and it was not like a Stanley Kubrick situation where he was abusing or torturing or whatever you want to call what happened to Shelley Duvall making The Shining, and how she was so stressed she started to lose her hair and gave it to Kubrick, who then kept it. All was fine. I mean, I know David Lynch and Isabel Rossellini actually dated for a while after Blue Velvet, so clearly she didn't have a terrible time making the film. But yeah, and I know with Dune he wasn't really all that happy with the end result because certain things had to be compromised and changed for one reason or another. Like there are certain aspects of the film he likes, but then there's others he doesn't like, and so it's. I saw an interview with him some years ago, and it seemed like he was at peace with it. Though for a good while it was like he was like like I disowned it. Like I don't like. There's all these other versions, like it's longer or whatever. He apparently never approved of any other cut. It's just like, well, what the film is, that's how it is. The end. That's pretty much how he had it with Dune for a good number of years. But yeah, he was a unique filmmaker, and I know he hadn't made a film, obviously, and next year would be 2 decades. So almost 2 decades was his last actual feature film. Though he did keep busy doing like making music videos, and for a while he did YouTube videos on his own channel, and then yeah. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to find the straight story on Blu-ray at some point at a decent price. It's actually a very affordable on DVD, so I'll probably get that sometime in the near future. But for the Blu-ray, like there's like a you know, really cool Blu-ray. I think from Impact on Video or whatever. They released a version of the film on Blu-ray, for which is region free, but only so many were made, and now you can only find stuff on eBay in either in good condition or still brand new, still wrapped up, and yeah, they're still fairly expensive, and many of which are actually in Australia. Since I live in USA, the shipping is going to be quite a bit, in addition to the already fairly hefty prices for, like, I remember seeing one where it was like $75 for the straight story, not counting like the $15 of shipping. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll just get the DVD. Maybe someday there will be one that's a affordable price. Even if it isn't necessarily like brand new, still wrapped. If it's in good enough condition and the price is right, then sure I'll get the Blu-ray. But yeah, some of this stuff, from people like David Lynch, their films, after a while, some stuff goes out of print, and then when they do, it's quite expensive. Though in the case of the Arrow release with Dune, that was sort of like a special thing with the 4K and the Blu-ray. I think it was also in a steelbook, in addition to having the booklet and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, I would kind of like to have that version, but still, it's like, I don't know. It's just like when I did see it in stores, like at Barnes and Noble, but I don't know. I think it was also, it's Barnes and Noble, so some of their prices are actually fairly pricey anyway. So that alone, I probably was kind of like, I don't know about that. But some years ago, I kind of do wish I actually got it, but that's hindsight also. But now that Mr. Lynch is now shuffled off this mortal coil, no doubt some of those films that are out of print in one way or another, whether they be a limited edition or not, will probably be quite pricey, even more so than now. But yeah, I'm just preparing for that because I love these films, these three films. They're all in the Criterion Collection. There is Mulholland Drive, which I actually have seen on the Criterion channel. Very fascinating film. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very good. But yeah, I don't have it, but I think there's a 4K version in the Criterion Collection, so I might get that at one point. But yeah. Anyway, David Lynch. He was a very unique filmmaker and will be missed. I'm curious what possible films he would have made, because I remember hearing how he had some ideas he wanted to do. Just, either he didn't get to do them or he was in the process of making them and perhaps just needed to finish them. But now he might, obviously, it's very likely he, like those projects, if they're finished, might not be done by him. But again, I don't know. Just stuff I've read and heard him, make comments here and there. But yeah, I really admire and appreciate the work he's done, even if some of the stuff he's made is just quite out there. Sometimes you just need somebody who is that unique and just out there and just does his own thing, whether or not you like it, or I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of good to have somebody like that out there in the world, just doing their own thing, and you can be mesmerized and confused, but at the end of the day, he's like, David Lynch made something unique. David Lynch was a very unique guy, one of the best filmmakers, honestly, and he actually would have been 79 today. He passed away on January 16th. 4 days before his birthday, or at least it was reported on the 16th. I don't know if he passed away the 15th or not, but at least from what I remember, he passed away. His announcement was on the 16th, so 4 days before he would have turned 79. But yeah. Anyway, I hope this video was of interest. I haven't done a tribute in a long time. Yeah, because they for a while I made a like R.I.P. to this person or that person. Just kind of kept weighing me down, and in the sense of like it was just so sad. And I wanted to make one about James Earl Jones, but I don't know. I just I really love and respect his work. But I didn't know what to say really. It's like what do you say with somebody like that? And I guess similar to David Lynch, that's like I don't know. I don't know if this was even good at all. Maybe it was. But I've wanted to make a few for a while. James Earl Jones is just the biggest example I can think of from last year. I think I mentioned him in a video last year somewhere. Maybe when I made my 60th anniversary of Doctor Strangelove. I think that was after he passed away. Probably mentioned that. Unless that was before, but I don't remember when I made that. Some of them I just kind of made back to back, and so yeah. Anyway, this whole thing is just kind of rambling now, but yeah, I wanted to make something about David Lynch because he was really an excellent filmmaker. Talked about Blue Velvet in the past, and I hope to talk about other films of his in the future. Need to get more. So yeah. Anyway, hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all have a great day. Hope your week will be great. See you all next time. Please take care.